Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Got us a short week here with Thanksgiving here towards the end of the week. So let's just dig right on in here. As usual, starting here with the economic calendar. And again, we got a short week here, but they're going to pack it in all the same, right? So let's see here. On Monday, we got a Fed speaker, a TV appearance. Can't be too crazy. A TV appearance. We'll see. Got existing home sales on Tuesday, and we also have minutes here from the FOMC meeting. So that should spice us up here. Middle of the session, of course. Towards the end, actually. 2 p.m. Eastern time here. Wednesday, we've got some initial jobless claims and these durable goods here. Should get some good numbers here. This will come in before the bell. Could give us a little shake-up here on Wednesday, and then, of course, Thanksgiving on Thursday, and we have a half day on Friday. So, an interesting week here ahead for sure, especially with the holiday in there. We'll see. But we've got some earnings as well. Nothing too crazy here Monday and Tuesday. But we do have actually Nvidia here Tuesday after the close. Oof. So this will be a big one right here for us, Nvidia. So we got a packed little week here for sure. Alright, let's just dive into some charts here. Won't keep you all for too long. So after this crazy run up here, we are going sideways now here for a couple days, and we have quite a few squeezes popping up. More notably here, this 2-hour squeeze, and now we've got this 4-hour squeeze popping up here, giving us a nice little range here with some key psychological levels as well, this 4,500 and this 4,550. Got us a nice range here. Haven't even really gotten up to this 4,550 yet, but we will definitely, feel some resistance if we do make a crack through this 41 and up to that 50, right? But we got some good levels to work with here for sure to break out of this squeeze. And again, most significantly, those larger psychological levels of 4,550 and 4,500. Let's throw some spaghetti at it here. Nothing too crazy. I do have this point of control from September, ended up right on this 4,500. So again, just adding more significance to this key psychological level here of 4,500. And let's see, if we do start to get a rollover here, right? Kind of wary here that we're going to get a reversion to the mean sooner or later, Always got to make trips to and away from this daily mean. So let's see, it could end up just being some sideways action and the daily mean catches up to us, right? Or maybe a little hybrid, just a slight pullback, daily mean picks up, we eventually retest and keep going higher. But again, this makes for a tough trading environment, right? We're just going to see a lot of rotation here, a lot of rotation within sectors as well, right? Like we've been seeing a lot of rotation within tech, within chips. Makes for a tough trading environment without a doubt. So just got to be careful up here, right? Especially now that we're in this squeeze, and quite a few lower time frame squeezes, right, and larger ones starting to pop up. We could continue to go a little bit sideways here, especially going into a holiday week, right? So let's see, they've had a nice run up. There's been a lot of heavy institutional buying here on this way up, right? Likely they're going to try and defend this run up. So again, I'm kind of leaning more towards just a lot of consolidation, a lot of price acceptance here near this 4,500. And then maybe just a slight retest of this mean, maybe somewhere between this 4,450 and 4,500, right? If we end up getting a slight pullback here. And it could be something like, we've been talking about this daily Ichimoku cloud, right? just a retest of this daily Ichimoku cloud, depending on how soon we do it as well, might just bring us down here somewhere above 4,400, right? A significant pullback here could be something just above this 4,400, and then we keep going. Just enough to maybe bring us back to this previous level of consolidation, right? We talked about this a couple weeks ago as well over here, as we were coming back up to test this zone. Again, got the consolidation. Could easily come back, retest this zone, right? And then again, go higher. So let's see, just gotta be patient, right? Gotta stay short with the trades up here. And just not really, be swinging home runs, right? Don't expect crazy runs up here. Always leave yourself a runner, or you guys always hear me stressing during our live sessions, right? To size in with a small size when you're entering a position, right? And allow yourself the ability to average down. And then the same on the exit, right? Just trim on the way up while you have momentum in your direction and you have good premium in your contracts, right? Those pullbacks can really ruin you, especially here where we trade shorter term options. But all right, let's move on. Gonna power through NQ and YM here because, of course, a very similar situation all the time. We do have a tighter squeeze here on tech here towards the top, right? So again, these lower time frame squeezes getting real tight here. 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour squeezes getting real tight. Got this 4 hour popping up now, and we still have here as a solid ceiling over our heads this weekly squeeze here. Just right at around 16,000 key psych level. And again, got up here just a couple days ago, having some nice consolidation at this key psych level of 16,000. I don't doubt that we get a pullback here, right? But again, we've been really strong, so wouldn't recommend sizing in crazy to some shorts, but the more we go sideways here, the more uncertain either direction really becomes, right? There's going to be good trades in here in between, especially if the squeeze can open up a little bit. You just play top to bottom here, even on your individual names. But still, we're going to have a larger move here out of this squeeze eventually. Again, I think upside is a little more limited up here, but the more time we spend sideways, right, the more room we produce to the upside to play here as time goes on. But again, just got to be patient for now, just playing the squeeze up and down, paying for positions for when we do break out, right? Whether it be upside or downside, no effing idea, right? Anyone who tells you otherwise is full of it. But for now, just trying to pay for these positions inside the squeeze, so eventually when we do break, it's paid for in your direction or it goes against you, and again, it's paid for, so nothing to cry about. And again, same situation here with YM, right? All of our indices looking about the same. Oh, something I have been going over, and I didn't look here in the last two, but these weekly Keltners as well, right? These weekly Keltners give us a little bit more view of to the upside, right? Where upside is has better risk reward, right? Looking at a weekly. But again, this could take time, right? Have to be patient here within this squeeze. You're looking at a weekly chart here and you can't even see a squeeze. We're just firing here to the upside. So again, just gotta be careful here in this, in these lower time frame squeezes about which direction we go from here. Again, could be a retest of maybe these daily Ichimoku clouds. So just something to keep an eye on here. Gonna be going through these weekly Keltners on all our names, if anything. Let's see. Because I know a lot of them still, a lot of our names here on weekly charts still have some room to the upside. Alright, Apple, one here that's just been thriving on this run to the upside. Very limited on pullbacks here, while the rest of the market was having longer pauses. But Apple now at a key inflection point here of 190, right, key psychological level, before getting to this 200, and up at the top of this third Keltner channel. So again, just kind of tough here for upside, but could keep crawling because of this weekly. Right, on this weekly, we have just now broken out of this trend line here to the downside, right? And we do have a little bit more room to go to get back up to this 198 and some change. So again, Apple could keep crawling here, especially if she can hold this 190 to go higher. But again, would not be surprised if we do get a pullback. You know, a pullback to retest this trend line would be nice, and then we go higher maybe into the new year. But we'll see. I know a lot of stocks tend to rally here in the holidays and in that Santa Claus rally. But I know they got us pretty good last year, so can't throw the sink at it. We'll look at some contracts here for Apple real quick. Actually, let me throw my spaghetti at it here real quick. Oh yeah, we have a point of control up here on Apple now. At about this 190-ish, 189.5. So some good support here for Apple if we can hold this point of control and maybe crack above this 190 once again. So again, don't hate Apple to the upside, but just tough here. Looking at that daily chart. Oh, sorry, contracts. Start to see what Beast is telling us here. Beast is screaming some puts. Let's see. Kind of cheap here at 50 cents, but I guess that's Apple for you after that split. And I don't mind it here. 180, a key psychological strike. And down here near Beast. Let's just see what that looked like. Come back over here. Come on, baby. Load up. Alright. Throw this 180 put in here. Let's see if our scan picked it up. It did not pick it up. Alright. Maybe this 185. Okay. What? This is right at Beast. Why didn't this light up? 33 cents? I guess just outside of it. Alright, anyway. So this 185 put, getting right down to our Beast zone here and then catching a little support, keeping all of these 5-minute candle bodies right at or above our Beast zone here. Love this. So really like this 185 put going into the week here for Apple if we do get a pullback. Love this contract right here. It's got some good volume as well, of course. So yeah, we'll see what this open looks like tomorrow. Again, our open level here, this thick white dashed line, likely will open right around, or if not inside of our Beast zone, giving us a nice combined level to buy at here. So definitely going to keep an eye on this 185 put this week. Who knows, maybe they give us a little relief here across the board in the market during the holiday to then maybe give themselves a little room to ramp into Christmas, right? So we'll see. I like that 185 put for Apple. AMD, again, you know, here, sticking with this weekly chart, right? Breaking out of this trend line here to the downside, right? Had a nice pop out of it once, rejected it, but came back up again and really taking off here on AMD. Honestly, can't even ask AMD to pull back again because this has just been a nightmare here for months. And she's finally going, you know. Really rooting for AMD here. Keep going, baby. You deserve it after all of this. But getting up here to this weekly squeeze, right? Pretty tough here for AMD. Let's see if she can crack through this 122, having a little trouble here, to then go higher. But again, getting up to this third counter channel to the upside, but just slowly grinding it higher, right? AMD could just keep doing this here for quite a few more days, you know. On a weekly chart, we're just kind of taking off here. Put in another week or two like that, no problem here on this weekly chart. So AMD maybe here just one to keep watching, especially if we can get through this 122 or this 125 middle of this weekly squeeze. Looking good here. Again, expecting probably to see puts here at Beast on many of our names. Yep, lighting up right here. But again, just because we've had this strong run up, so I'm not going to get too into detail with contracts here this evening. Just need a pullback here in most names to kind of refresh the board. Amazon, though, already had a nice little pullback here on this daily Keltner. Didn't quite get to the mean, but did have a nice pullback, got back near this 140. And I really like seeing Amazon here, like, making a couple attempts to hold this 140. Right, we battled down here for a long time at this 125, this 130, trying to hold above it. And now, finally, Amazon really making that move up. And really getting some price acceptance here above this 140. Let's see if she can keep holding, right? Gonna take the market as well. If the entire market pulls back, Amazon is probably gonna pull back right along with it here below this 140. But for right now, this 140 looking like a great level for a buy, right? Already taken off, so yeah, let's just see if this baby keeps running, and maybe if we can get up and test this 150 if market continues strong. Right, again, up at this weekly squeeze top, so really going to take a lot of help here from the rest of the market, right? Fellow tech names as well, for Amazon to really push higher. Got this nice shelf here on this daily Ichimoku cloud. Again, down to 135, so would be cracking through this 140, but you know, they do love it to make us sweat here. So maybe a crack to this 140, retest this 135, and then once again go higher. But that would be dipping under the mean here. But again, you know, could give us a little head fake here to the downside and then rip right back to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that from Amazon. So I like Amazon both ways here, honestly. See what these contracts say. And again, not surprised to see some puts here lighting up. Nothing too crazy here, just the 139. Looks like the 140 is not too far off either. Let's take a quick look at this 140. Ooh, nice little interaction here with our beast zone. Came right down to it, to the cent, bounced at it, and then put in a little lowercase h to close the day right at beast. So again, not going to be a bear here and preach downside just because we've had a strong upside run, but just a little bit more risk reward here to the downside, right? So just going to be paying attention to these puts that might work this week on a short week, right? And I'll just take a quick look at, this is kind of cheap. Let me just take a look at this 145 call. I know it's like in the money, but I just want to see what the interactions look like here. No, it's some sustained buying up here. Up at about $1.50 too, a nice key psychological level here on any contract, right? Those 50-cent marks, 25-cent marks. So yeah, again, I like Amazon both ways. You know, I don't want to preach a rollover because who knows when it's going to happen. So of course, just keep playing with the trend here to the upside. But again, when we get to these key inflection points, just be looking at these puts, right? You know, when we get to key levels, and you know, Amazon being a smaller name now after the split, kind of every whole number is a more of a psychological strike here, unfortunately, but definitely got to be checking, you know, the other side as we come up and test these levels, especially some bigger levels like 150, let's say, right, 145, because we start to see key psychological contracts like this 140 put here, respecting our beast zone here to the cent in more than once, right, within a session. So just something to really keep an eye on, right? This happens here a couple times. You best believe that third or fourth time is not going to stop, right? It's just going to go higher. So we'll see. You know, just a couple of contracts here to keep an eye on, and just some thoughts to chew on. Google getting up here and pretty much filling this gap. But let's see if she can keep going a little bit higher, right? Google been on a nice little run. Had a weird earnings here. And kind of just crawling up here very slowly, right? We've been talking about this daily Ichimoku cloud here on Google that it's been respecting here to the upside. It keeps getting support right at it or right around it. So again, liking these levels for a buy, right? I like buying at the top or the bottom of this Ichimoku cloud. And let's see, let's see where Google can go from here. Really would like to just see it get up and smack this 140, but been a slow grind here. We have hit this in the room quite a bit, but again, just kind of drags her feet here. So don't really love Google at any given point in time, but this gap fill was a good reason to play it, and we did get some nice trades out of it. Just kind of losing some interest here as we have now pretty much filled this gap. But again, could keep playing higher up here. We have a good key psychological level up here at this 140 to reach. Not a bad one if Google is your jam. Meta was good to us here for a while, but slowing down now up here near this 330, 340 since we got back up here. And I believe Meta's actually one on a weekly that is, smashing highs here. So Meta, a little bit tougher here at these highs, right? Especially with this weekly squeeze top we have up here. Meta kind of struggling to go higher, but we are cracking through these previous levels, right? And trying to hold. So we could have us on this weekly chart, right? A nice little run up here to maybe like this 360, 370 or so. But again, that'd be quite the move here for Zuck. I do think it would take the whole market in support, right, for this thing to start running. I just don't think that Zuck is going to do it on his own here. So again, we're just at a tough spot here in the market, kind of across the board here at these recent highs. Just got to be careful here in these squeezes, right? The indices, again, very sideways here at the top. So just kind of gotta wait, right? Just need to see really all of these names prove themselves in a certain direction, right? Up or down, don't know yet. But again, we got some good setups here. Microsoft. So Microsoft, a little bit of shaky news this weekend, right? With Sam Altman getting the boot, and they're asking him to come back. They have fired quite a few people from OpenAI in the last couple of years as well, or let go, or whatever it was, So definitely a little bit of shaky news here for Microsoft after this nice run up with that recent chip news, right? And a good earnings as well. So honestly, not a bad, not a terrible time to get some shitty news for Microsoft. Looked like they might have already known it was coming here this weekend. Coming from Thursday and Friday, right? Decent downside move here for Microsoft. Dropping about 10 points here, Friday pre-market and even into after the bell. So I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft keeps dropping here. I kind of like this for a downside choice here if we do get some downside in the market this week, just because it'll have a catalyst with this news as well. But again, Microsoft in a strong name here, so wouldn't be surprised, right, if they just hold this name up. But again, got a little bit of bad news. Already at some key levels for a pullback anyway. I don't hate Microsoft here to the downside. But again, already getting a lot of downside here. These are on Friday, right? And after the bell as well. Might need a little bounce first, give us an entry, and then we continue lower, cracking under this 365 and cracking under the top of this weekly squeeze, right? Was breaking out of it here. Got real thin in this last week, but coming back down to retest it. So let's see if Microsoft continues to break down and reclaims this weekly squeeze and tucks back into it. Right, ultimately, you know, a retest of, let's say, the daily mean, not even that crazy. Gets us down to about 355 and some change as we go into here Monday, right? Maybe 356, 357. Really not that far off, right? This is the daily mean right here. So, you know, this week, definitely possible, Microsoft a reversion to the mean. I really like this as a little something to watch here this week. Good downside play. Netflix up here at this weekly squeeze top keeps dragging up along with us, but again, getting kind of tough for Netflix up here on this daily Kellner chart. Cracking above this third channel here to the upside, right? So really looking for some relief here for Netflix and a pullback. Let's check out this weekly chart. Oof, and a really nice run up on this weekly chart, again breaking out of this downtrend here, and again could have a nicer run up to maybe about 485 here, right? And if we crack through that, 500 is not a heavy ask. You know, Netflix has a decent ATR, about 10 points daily average move here for Netflix. So, you know, maybe not a holiday week, but through the following week, you know, something like 500 is not too heavy of an ask here. But again, you know, really don't want to buy this to the upside way up here. Really looking for a pullback here. But again, you know, I don't want to be a bear in an upside run, right? Always looking for that pullback when the trend just keeps going higher. So just keep playing this trend, right? But again, keep trimming and trim quickly and preserve your capital, right? Pay for your position as quick as you can, you know, especially with these slow grinds higher. Take a quick look at contracts here. Just gonna assume a couple puts will light up. Yep, a couple puts lighting up here. 450 right at that buck. Ooh, I like that. I like that, but again, I don't want to be the first one to the party here for the pullback, right? This thing has been slow grinding higher like most of our names right now, right? Just keep playing that wave. Keep playing in that wave. And when it breaks, you know, we're going to have time to play downside, right? When this breaks back down to retest the mean, it's going to be hopefully, you know, ideally days of downside. So we'll get that downside move. We're not going to miss it. And again, just kind of seeing the same setup here across our Magnificent Seven, right? Crazy run up here. NVIDIA here, for example, up in this third calendar channel to the upside, but also up here to key psychological level, right? 500. Man, what a run up here for NVIDIA. Talked about it, and now here we are. Back up at this 500. What a run from 400. My God. Definitely some life-changing trades up here, without a doubt. Definitely love NVIDIA for that reason. When she runs, baby. But let's see. Very likely now that NVIDIA goes sideways for a while. But maybe not. Let's see. If we do get some market-wide downside, NVIDIA definitely has plenty to drop here. But again, been a strong name, so not going to be the first one to short this name. You know, the pullbacks could be very limited. Maybe a retest of this daily Ichimoku cloud, not too heavy of an ask, down to 450, you know, after running up from 400 to 500. Maybe pull back and retest half. We do see a lot of things we trade move in doubles and halves, so wouldn't be surprised. But let's see, since we are up at a key inflection point, I do want to look at these contracts here. But we have earnings this week. That's right. These things are way too expensive. And not going to see anything at Beast because they are so expensive. So actually, not even really going to look at NVIDIA this week, probably. Qs. Alright, not going to spend too much time here on QQQ and SPY, but we are going to look at those daily contracts, right? But again, just to refresh, We're up here near the top of these daily Kellners, right, on Q's and SPY. Again, let's look at this weekly. Breaking out of this downside, but QQQ here at the very top. Oof. Right at the top of this wick here on a weekly. So we're definitely at a very, very critical point here for QQQ at about this 390, 388 and some change. Oh man, looks like we might have actually cracked through here. At least it looks like pre-markets. So yeah, this 390 here is going to be really our level to contend with. 388 to 390. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's check out some contracts for tomorrow. Okay, got some calls lining up here a little bit farther out as well, but definitely going to be focusing in on these higher value. And I got more contracts here lighting up as well. So looking like these puts are kind of ready to go here. Let's check out both. Well, let's check out as low as this 380, really cheap here. Let's go to this 383. And we'll hop around. Gonna check out some calls too. Let's just see what was good here on the volume side. That 386. You know me, I like these bigger psychological strikes, but of course for the next day it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna choose this 387. Let's see. We don't have this 383 put on Beast. Come on. How about this 384? No? Damn. 385? Nothing? Let me see this thing. Oh, yeah, kind of getting there. Okay. Not even the 385. Damn. So just because of our strong moves to the upside lately, our Beast tool just needs a little more data out of these contracts now that they're getting higher volume these past couple days. So likely all of these contracts will load correctly tomorrow with a fresh scan of our Beast tool. The 382. Okay, there we go. Just needed to go the other direction. All right. So let's see. Really like this here. Got us a little bounce here at our open range buy zone at about 20 cents. Kept rejecting our actual Beast zone. But we are seeing some respect here of our zones. So I do like that. We did bounce this open range buy zone. You know, depending on what the pre-market looks like tomorrow and where we open, could open right around in the zone somewhere. And if we do get some downside on the market, could have us a nice play here on these 382s out of this 30 to 50 cent range. Right, which would eventually then ultimately bring our calls back down to our B zone, and then we can buy those there, and then market can turn back up from there. Which is ideally what we would like to see, but again, depends what that pre-market looks like, you know, and depends what they decide to do here going into this holiday week, right? Again, we could just go sideways here. We allow this daily moving average to kind of catch up to us, and then we have a very soft here reversion to the mean, maybe right at this 380, right? Everything just kind of meets here in the middle towards the end of this week. And let's jump over to SPY. Probably the same situation here on those dailies. So yeah, seeing these puts here lighting up close to at the money too, and of higher value, right? I'm always assuming that these contracts at Beast of higher value are going to be something they defend a little bit more, right? You know, these contracts down here at Beast that are 5, 6, 7 cents, right? More willing to believe they're going to let these go here under Beast and defend these. So that's why I'm just kind of stressing these a little bit more. Let's check out, honestly, let's check out this 450. And just what I wanted to see. This 450 put very nice here. A little bit of overlap here between our two buy zones, our open range buy zone and our beast zone. And it caught a bounce here pretty much right at the top of our beast zone. Right around this 50-cent mark too, which you guys hear me stress all the time here on any option contract. Right, really love to see this. So let's see if this 450 put continues to hold here into tomorrow's session. Once we open, right, and see if we can make a little move here. And again, you know, I just don't want to stress downside in this crazy run up, but again, you know, we're bound to get some downside moves here pretty soon. But I can't stress it enough, right? Just keep playing the upside while it is the trend, right? So even, you know, for this call, while I do want to buy this down here, it might just be here at this open range buy zone, right? Like how we've been seeing, you know, in this trend up, right? We're not going to have pullbacks, or we haven't had, let's say, you know, on Friday, enough of a pullback to get this call down to our main buy zone, our B zone, right? But it holds at our open range buy zone, giving us another place to buy. Right, so again, you know, I want to preach downside because a lot of these puts are right at beast. But again, it could be something like this for the calls, right? They don't reach beast, but they hold our open range buy zone and make a move off of that buy zone. So again, if we continue the trend, I'm going to be looking to buy calls at their open range buy zones. And if we do eventually break this trend to the upside, there should be key psychological strikes on the put side that are down at our beast zone, right? Our main beast zone. So again, can't stress it enough. Gonna keep being super patient here, right? Just gonna be playing within these squeeze, whether it be individual names, or SPY, QQQ, or SPX, or whatever. Going to be happily playing within this range, right? Paying for my position within this range. And whenever we do edge near the top or the bottom, right, I'm hoping my position is paid for and I'm just holding a couple runners in that direction in case we break, right? If we bounce again, you offload that position and we start to work our way into the other direction, right? And then again, trim as we get to the other side, hold key runners as we are about to break out of the other side, and then if it rejects, again, just unwind and go the other way, or hold those runners for a nice move to break out. So again, you know, a lot of people stressed and annoyed about some consolidation, but you know, we'll take it after a nice run up. Start to pay for our positions in this squeeze, and then eventually get that breakout. All right, y'all. Last one here, Tesla. Tesla with a nice little retest of the mean here. After breaking out above it, nice little gap up, came back, filled that gap, pretty much filled that gap, and a nice bounce here at this daily mean. So let's see if Tesla here continues to hold this bounce here at this daily mean and can go higher, reclaim this daily 50, and get back up to retest this daily Ichimoku cloud right here. Rejected it perfectly here, up here at this 247-ish. Came back to bounce the mean here. And let's see if we can get up there again and crack through this daily Ichimoku cloud. Looking good here for Tesla. Let's see what these contracts look like. Tesla, price your name. So, oh, nope, getting some puts here at Beast. Okay, 210, 215. Let's look again here at Tesla. Within this trend line here to the downside. Yeah, could maybe just continue to wedge here into the mean tomorrow and then maybe break out on Tuesday or so to the upside, holding the mean, right, and holding a higher low here on this daily. So I like Tesla both ways here. You know, hopefully it holds the daily mean and we go higher. But if not, as always, have a nice horizontal line to risk against, right? We have the daily mean here for Tesla. So if we can hold it, play it to the upside. If we crack below, got some good shorts there. Some not so bad setups here. So again, Tesla, I like both ways. I think it was Microsoft I like to the downside here with that OpenAI news. And Amazon both ways, right? Amazon already with a nice pullback, getting back up here to this weekly squeeze top. Like Amazon both ways here. We'll see, we'll see. But alright, y'all, that's all I got for you guys this week. Again, it is Thanksgiving here this week, so market is closed on Thursday. We have a half day on Friday. You know, not really probably any crazy moves on Friday, so really the week here is Monday to Wednesday, right? We have those FOMC minutes coming out on Tuesday. That'll be a decent little shakeup. And then NVIDIA earnings here after the bell on Tuesday as well, right? So a couple things to keep in mind here, a couple setups to keep in mind. Let's finish this holiday week here strong and be with our families here with some clear, cool minds, right? Not angry here with this digital game we play. But alright, y'all. Much love. Hope everyone has a great rest of your Sunday. And let's have us a good week here, alright? Later, y'all.